So we're finally starting to see Project 2025 being talked about in the mainstream, and I'm so happy about this. For the longest time, it was just folks like us, folks who are tuned in every day and talking about politics on a daily basis. When it comes to politics, there's really two types of voters. There are those who are tuned in all the time and paying attention to everything that's going on and dissecting everything that's going on. And then there are those who are either going to tune in a few weeks before the election and play catch up, or they're just going to wait till something makes a big enough splash on the news that it catches their attention, or it has to become a talking point in the break room at work. And I'm so glad to see Project 2025 becoming that talking point now. I'm glad to see it finally making its way into the mainstream, and I'm glad to see it becoming a conversation in people's break room at work, because everyone should be educating themselves on it. Everyone should be reading up on it and understanding what it truly means and what it truly is. Now, another thing I'm really excited about is Kamala Harris and the excitement that we're starting to see. We're finally seeing people on our side of the aisle on the offense for the first time in a long time. We're no longer playing defense. I feel like we are energized and we're getting ready to take this election. And it's so good to see these two things happening at the same time. It's good to see people waking up to what Project 2025 is, and it's good to see Kamala Harris rising up. And it's also really good to see Kamala Harris talking about Project 2025. Roll the clip.
We are clear-eyed as we work to build a brighter future and to move our nation forward. There are those who are really trying to take us backward. And you, I'm sure, have seen their agenda. Project 2025. Randy, can you believe they put that thing in writing? 900 pages in writing. So Project 2025 is a plan to return America to a dark past. Donald Trump and his extreme allies want to take our nation back to failed trickle-down economic policies, back to union busting, back to tax breaks for billionaires. Donald Trump and his allies want to cut Medicare and Social Security, to stop student loan forgiveness for teachers and other public servants. And I say to AFT, they even want to eliminate the Department of Education and end Head Start, which of course would take away preschool from hundreds of thousands of our children. He intends to give tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations and make working families foot the bill. And he intends to end the Affordable Care Act. Now think about that, to take us back to a time when insurance companies had the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions. Remember what that was like? Children with asthma, women who survived breast cancer, grandparents with diabetes. You know, America has tried these failed economic policies before, but we are not going back. We are not going back.
I am so glad to see Vice President Harris talking about this, because we have to bring it up, we have to bring it to the forefront, and we have to make Donald Trump own it. His fingerprints is all over this stuff, folks. J.D. Vance wrote the foreword for Kevin Roberts' new book, okay? So their fingerprints are all over it, and we need to hold them accountable and make them own this. I have people reach out to me all the time, and they'll say, Brando, I'm depressed, man. The Supreme Court gave Trump immunity, and so I don't think he's ever going to pay for the things he's done. I really hate to say this, but there's a good chance he might not. There's a good chance that nothing will stick to old Teflon Don, and he might get away scot-free. It could happen. But you know where he can't get away? He can't get away at the ballot box if enough of us show up to hold him accountable there. We have to make it, they're over here saying, we got to make it too big to rig. We got to show up and make it a landslide so that the Supreme Court doesn't have to step in and make any decisions regarding the situation. We have to blow it completely out of the water, and we can if we will keep up this energy and we will keep talking about Project 2025 and keep bringing the receipts. That's what we try to do here on the channel. That's what everyone at the Midas Touch Network does. That's what everyone that I see working in this pro-democracy movement, we just keep bringing the receipts. We have shown you where Trump is trying to deny it. We've shown you where they're saying, hey, it's okay. It's okay if he wants to lie. For those of you that haven't saw this clip, I think this one is very important to see again. I know I've played it before, but this one's important to replay because here's Kevin Roberts saying, we know Trump is lying when he says that he doesn't know anything about us. That's okay. We understand. Take a look.
So when you see President Trump say this and what you envision as being behind it tactically?
Well, I think it's the sign of a great leader who understands he's in a terrific political news cycle. He's run a really good campaign from start up to this point. And the left's mischaracterization of Project 2025 had become a liability. I think we've seen that really turn around in the last few days since that statement. So no hard feelings from any of us at Project 2025 about the statement, because we understand Trump is the standard bearer and he's making a political, tactical decision there.
And I played that one again to set this next clip up, to show you that here he is saying, yeah, there's things coming. There's things we're going to slip in, but we're not going to tell you about it. Take a look.
The good news, I told you I would tell you why it's bad, maybe add a little bit of color, but also tell you why we're going to win. We are winning. There are a lot of victories that have been secured. Some of them are partial. Some of them in ways that the other side doesn't yet know are foundations for what's coming. And that's just the beginning. And we're not going to tell you everything that's coming, because for the first time that I'm aware of, the conservative movement, or as I really like to put it, the common sense movement in the United States, has really nothing to do with ideology, is ready to fight.
And in case you forgot, that's the same guy that said this.
In spite of all this nonsense from the left, we are going to win. We're in the process of taking this country back. No one in the audience should be despairing. No one should be discouraged. We ought to be really encouraged by what happened yesterday. And in spite of all of the injustice, which, of course, friends and audience of this show, of our friend Steve know, we are going to prevail. That Supreme Court ruling yesterday on immunity is vital. The reason that so many anchors on MSNBC, for example, are losing their minds daily is because our side is winning. And so I come full circle in this response and just want to encourage you with some substance that we are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
Yeah, it'll be a bloodless revolution if we just keep our mouth shut. He said that out loud. He said there's things you don't know about we're not going to tell you about. He said we don't care if Donald Trump's lying about it. We know he has to. That tells you the kind of people that they are. That's why we have to keep talking about it. And to those out there that says, well, you know, Brando, I can't sit down in a chair and make content like you. Hey, that's okay. I understand. Not everybody can, and not everybody's in a position where they can. But what you can do is you can share these videos with other people. You can show videos from all the creators in the pro-democracy movement with other people. You can share Project 2025 with other people. You can highlight excerpts from it and say, this is what they intend to do. And you have to say just what Kamala said in that clip. We're not going back to that. Folks, we have a chance to move this country forward and not go back to the years of Donald Trump. And it won't just be going back to that. It's going to be going back even further in time, because what Project 2025 is planning on doing is taking everything that we know and doing away with it. When they say things like demolish the deep state, that might sound good to a few conspiracy theorists or people out there that's just sick and tired of the government. That might sound okay. But what they're essentially saying is they want to destroy the entire government. They want to get rid of everyone that's been elected to a position and just appoint people. Yeah, you can sign up today to be one of them, as long as you'll say yes to us. And that's not how our government works. That's not how it was supposed to work ever. That's why we have to keep standing up, shouting this down. So people like us will keep sitting here talking about it. People like you can keep sharing the videos talking about it. Let's get Project 2025 to be the subject in every break room in America. Let's get it to be in every church in America. Let's let it be heard on every microphone that we can. Let's let it be heard and let it be known as to what they stand for. And let's let it be known that we are not going back to that way of living. We've been there, we've done that, and we were never going back again. And I had a listener send me a message. She made a great point. She said, Brando, if you want to go forward, you put your car in D for drive. And if you want to go backwards, you put your car in reverse, R for reverse. So come November, You can put this country in D and you can go forward, or if you put this country in R, you're going to go backwards. Keep that in mind, folks, and vote, because our democracy is counting on you.